The light I want to talk about today is the love light. I've just done the white light one, and now I want to do the love light one. Love is an actual energy. It is actually an energetic force, and it is actually a light, and it vibrates. Love vibrates at a very high rate. People don't often realise that love is an actual energy. Someone once was having a little argument with me about this kind of work and saying, oh, you can't see it, blah, 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 so it doesn't exist. And I said, well, love exists and you feel it. Now put it on the table and show it to me. So show me love on the table. And, well, I can't. I said, well, it's the same thing. You can't show it, but doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The love light is very powerful and it can heal. It can heal us physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically. And I actually think it heals the soul as well. It's not just auric, it actually can heal your soul. The way we bring in the love light, you can bring it in through your heart chakra. See it coming in that way. You can bring it in through your crown, the top of your head. There's many ways to bring it in. You can just bring it in, like absorb it, and bring it into your whole being. I tend to think it's the light, the love light is pink. I find pink very good for me. I can get my head around it's pink, and I bring in the pink light. So when you are bringing the light in, if you see it as pink, if that works for you, then bring and flood yourself with pink light. Most of us are not happy down here because we came from the light and there was great love there, which was very nourishing, and then we came into the stark reality called Earth, where love is given and not given. There's two sorts of love down here. There's conditional love, where if you don't do as you're told, the love is withdrawn and you're punished. And then the greater one, which is closer to spiritual meaning of love, which is unconditional love, in which we keep loving the person and we don't withdraw the love. We might not like the behaviour, we might need to have actual boundaries around them for a while or time out, but we don't withdraw the actual love. When you bring the pink light in, you just saturate yourself with it. So you bring it in and you flood it through your whole aura. You can push it into all your chakras. I've put it into all my different organs, particularly areas that I feel needed to be nourished or where there was fear or trauma. I always fill up my heart with love and keep filling my heart up with love. It's a very high vibration light, probably one of the highest, I think. And so when we use this light, it's going to bring up our vibration in our body. When I checked before how much love was in my aura, I use my pendulum, and then when I do the meditation where I bring and flood it, then there's lots of love. And if you keep bringing the love into your aura, you'll actually be carrying that light wherever you go. The good thing about having more love in your aura, not only is it nourishing for you, but you don't need to access love as much from other places. We don't need to be nourished by people as much. When we're depleted, we do, but when we're full, we don't. And this is actually very good for us because we don't have to be so codependent on others to be nourished in this way. It might sound strange that we're doing this podcast because it's about love, but once we realise that love has got so many other aspects to it, the energy, and that we can actually utilise it, then we can nourish ourselves and fill ourselves up. And then we will have also not only love in our aura, which will make us be more loving to other people, but we'll also have more love in our aura, which will make us love ourselves more. Because people who aren't loving usually don't have much love for themselves because they don't have enough of that energy in their aura. We can obviously still send love to other people if you want to. And the way I do it is I send pink light to them and I flood their aura with it. I've done my little checks where I've checked them before how much love's in their aura, sent a massive amount, and done all the different ways of doing it that I talked about in the absent healing, all the different modalities, how you can send energy. And I send the love energy to these people and keep sending love to them. Our voice also does it. We tell people we love them a lot. We send loving cards to them. We do loving things for them because all those actions actually carry the love energy with them. That's why people like it. Sometimes people give us things that maybe we aren't crazy about, but we just love that they gave it to us because it contains the love energy. So anything that's giving is usually giving that love energy as well. The children, by their very nature, come from the light, and so they bring that with them. And that's why children are very loving, particularly when they're young, before things have happened to them. And they've learned how to play all the games that we play down here on Earth. One of the greatest games and the saddest games that we play is to withhold love, that we love someone but we withhold it because of power and control. This is very damaging for all relationships, and if you have been at the end of it, you know what it feels like. And if you're doing it, you shouldn't perhaps be doing it because it's not good karma for you, but also it stymies the relationship and doesn't help it go backwards and forwards. It doesn't flow properly. This is where regret and remorse come in. When people loved you, were not good to you, withheld it to punish you. Usually punishment's involved with this. And sometimes they die before they can fix it. I know someone who did that, and two people actually. And then because of that, you have to do the other work from here to the other side. Use the love light. You can also send love to your pets and animals, and I send love to troubled areas in the world for healing those areas. I send love to different people, world leaders. I've sent love to them as well to help to soften them, to make them be less harsh. This is a very interesting practice. If you've got people in your family or people in your friendship groupings who you know are withholding love, the more love you send them, the more you nourish them, the more loving you are to them. And as they fill up, there seems to be this incredible thing that can happen, that they become more loving toward you. It seems that being flooded with love by you, being told, obviously by word, but also being filled up with love, their capacity to give is greater. It's almost like if they haven't got a lot of love in their aura, they hang on to it and they won't let it go because they're scared if they let it go, they won't have any, which is actually not true. You'll always have enough love in your aura to survive, but it can make big problems for you as you get older because it diminishes if you're not working on filling yourself up with love. You can almost feel the love in people, and you can feel people are loving. And the other thing that happens with people who are loving is they're giving. They give you time, they're patient with you, they give you gifts, they give you things that you want that you never said, and they just read intuitively. People who are giving and generous are normally giving in emotion too. My mother always used to tell me that if they're mean and tight with their emotions, that they will be tight in the relationship, giving love as well. And there's a lot of truth in that. People who are tight with their emotions and money, and they have a tightness around them, don't often be very giving in a love sense. It's almost like they're doing you a big favour, showing you a bit of love. I feel sorry for them personally. It's like their tank is empty, so I go about just continually filling it. I always make jokes about killing people with kindness, but there's a lot of truth to you can kill off bad behaviours by continually being kind to people, because after a while it almost rubs off on them. Enjoy sending the pink light. I think it's good to do to yourself, to other people, to situations, to parts of the world. It will make you a better person. It'll make you a more loving person. And that's what we're here to do down here, actually. We learn to do the love, how to be loving, to bring that into the world. So come from the light and the love from the light and bring it in. This has been an interesting podcast for me to do because I had to do a lot of work on loving myself coming from the background I came from. But I've done it. I think I was always, as a young child, full of love for others, but that doesn't mean I felt that way about myself because of the trauma. Even if you've had a bad life before and had a lot of rejection, and I've had lots of rejection in this life, you can still come through and feel yourself and be more and more and more loving, and then your day will be better. So I'm sending you love energy and light, and have a good week and a loving week.